So today's question, I'm watching this Bruce Lee movie. I like Bruce Ploitation, of course. Nothing beats the one and only Bruce Lee. But I really enjoy Bruce Lee's movies, Tao. So which is your favorite Bruce Ploitation movie and actor? That is the question for today. Of course, I know nothing beats the original one. I'm not even gonna, So today we're gonna work on explosive exercises, explosive drills, and then some combinations for kicks. Because a lot of people ask me, how can someone get faster and more explosive kicks with a lot more torque? And I believe there are three components to that. One is the technique. So the technique of your kicks is gonna be the main effectiveness factor. It's like a shortcut to the target. So obviously that's number one. Number two, weightlifting. And I don't mean just lifting weights, I mean actual Olympic lifts like power cleans, especially power cleans, what I'm gonna do today. I've already warmed up, so I'm gonna start ramping up the weight. A lot of explosive stuff like Med Ball throws, which we're gonna do as well. Weightlifting in general, I mean back squats, front squats. It's gonna be very helpful for you to have stronger or more explosive muscle fibers, for the kicking or for the jump kicks as well. And then the third is the plyometrics, in my opinion. So the plyometrics will be drills in which you do jumps. It's very reactive jumps, so as soon as you land, you might go for another jump, like something like tuck jumps, like stuff like this. I mean, this readiness and explosive aspect of your jumps will be very, very good for you to actually transfer that energy onto your kicks. So I'm gonna start by doing superset. I'm doing a superset of power cleans. I'm just gonna do 2 power cleans, so very short amount of reps, but as explosive as possible with the best technique that I can deliver, and then the Med Ball throws. So first I'm just gonna start ramping up the weight here. And this triple extension will be very useful for this. A little bit of rest, and we keep adding on the weight. So as you can imagine, I leave the things that require the most energy for the beginning. Also, if you're having any doubts on whether you're doing a good solid technique on the power cleans or the squat cleans for that matter, watch my tutorial. I'm gonna put the link in the description. It's gonna appear here somewhere. I've already done a complete tutorial on the technique for the power clean, because I believe that a lot of martial artists who can have a little bit of time to develop their technique in this particular exercise will benefit a lot from it. I'm not gonna use this hole, I'm gonna go outside. Scare the neighbors. Fuck them. Just like this wall was created for this purpose. So I'm gonna do this, but more explosion. Pivoting the feet. 5 on each side. I'll leave it here. If somebody steals it, I'll sprint and kill.
I think you're full of confidence.
What do you mean? Oh, the ball outside.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a hammer. Do you honestly believe anybody's gonna steal my fucking ball if I have a fucking hammer? So, I'm not gonna raise the weight much more. I'm gonna go for 105 because it did happen in the second rep before, the starfishy thing in which you receive the weight in your shoulders and you open up quite wide your legs. It's like a starfish. I don't like this position, nobody does, but you know.
If it's still there.
Let's see. Still there. Dude, nobody messes with the Willow. So you might ask, why am I doing this? Because this ability to torque as quickly as possible, but still with a little bit of weight on you. And I recommend that you use a ball that is not very heavy. This is like a 15-pound ball. If you go for the 20 or 30-pound ball, you're not gonna be as fast. And I wanna be fast because I wanna do the wheel kicks and the jumping kicks. So it really helps the rotation to get a little smoother. So let's go. Always on the fourth round. Notice how I always pivot the feet as if I were throwing a punch. So this is really the foundation that we're supposed to have in this exercise. So I'm gonna go for 110. I'm gonna rest for 2 to 3 minutes right now. Watch the crap. We're stepping on crap, dude. Pre-workout that I actually drink intra-workout because I'm lazy. I always forget to take it half an hour before I start practicing. I usually have 1, 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day, but if I have my pre-workout before my exercise routines, I will have probably just either 1 or 2 cups of coffee. I use this Big Shot from our sponsor Prozis, which is a Portuguese brand, but it ships worldwide. So if you want to have 10% off plus a couple of very decent offers on your supplements and even other stuff like okay, I don't have the remote right now, but this is actually quite a cool I don't know what it's called, an automatic Jeep
RC car.
They got everything for your home and stuff, and so you can use the promo code Willow. And I don't take pre-workout every day, but today I really feel like I need it because I had already a gymnastics practice in the AM. So every Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm gonna have a gymnastics practice at the beginning of my day in the morning, and then late afternoon, which is right now is like 7 p.m. I'm having another workout session. Just one will do here. I'm gonna get it from the ground. Whooshoo! So now I want to feel loosening up because I was stiff to do the power clean. So now I want to jump rope a little bit, just a little bit, to get used to this footwork. So go a little bit to the front, to the back, a couple of double unders, and just loosening up without thinking about the technique too much, just feeling the hips flow. Do a couple of front kicks first. Start to throw my hips forward. Boom, boom. and then side kick. So very loose, with not a lot of power. Okay, and rest a little. Now I'm gonna start mixing plyometric drills with high explosion with the motion of the kicks. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do 5 tuck jumps as high as possible, and then I'm gonna work on the technique for the round kick going all around. So 3, 2, 1, go. And very slowly. Now I'm starting to go up in intensity. I'm gonna jump, tuck jump, and as soon as I land, a nice or nicer technique-wise side kick with a little bit more speed. So here I go, 3, 2, 1. Now to the left. Remember, this is very short reps because we're working on explosion and power. We're not working on stamina or endurance. That's another line of work. So now I'm gonna do lunges. I'm gonna do a couple of lunges. So I'm gonna start with my right foot forward. I'm gonna jump as high as possible, switch once again, and as soon as I land, I'm gonna throw a quick roundhouse like this. Oh. 3 on each side. So as you can see, this is pretty freestylish. I mix plyometric drills with very low repetitions with a kicking drill. So now we're gonna go for, let's see, I'm making this up as I go because I already know what works for me. So I like to jump on one foot, so I'm gonna try to do one-legged tucks. I'm gonna do 3. And as soon as I finish, I'm gonna throw a side kick right on his nose. Let's see if I can manage to do it because I'm gonna have a little bit of a pause in between each of the tuck jumps. So from here, right in his mouth. Next one. This is why I love to do these drills because it's always creative in a way. So I'm gonna do what we could call a B stance, which is not a lunge per se. It's a little bit closer like this. This is actually one of my favorite drills because from here I'm gonna jump up and the right leg, so the leg from behind, will go up in a tuck and then I land on that same leg up front. So something like this. Here, 1, here. Okay, in a B stance on the other side. So I'm gonna do 2 of those. And after I finish, I loosen up and I go for a roundhouse, place the foot on the ground, and I'm gonna do a side kick. So I'm gonna throw him with intensity. done 2 sets of each, so I'm gonna leave the plyos alone. I've done enough. Now I'm gonna do kicking combos, but only comprising 1, 2, or 3 kicks. Let's see how I feel. So the first one will have 2 kicks, and I'm gonna do roundhouse and wheel. Okay, so it's gonna be as fast as I possibly can because I'm starting to feel, or I feel loose already. So this is why I warmed up my rotation very well, because now I want to work on my wheels. So now I want to do wheel kick, and as soon as I finish, I get a good stance and I throw a spinning back kick. Let's see how it goes. So 1 and I'll try to have a little bit less stoppage in between. So once again, this is what the drills are for, to get you used to failing a little bit. Left leg is never as good. Last combo, one of my favorites. Roundhouse to the body, roundhouse to the head, body. So boom, boom, boom. Spin wheel kick with the left. So it's gonna be this. 1, 2, 3, and then wheel. It's a pretty high wheel, guys. Taller than me. Let me just work on the 3 first kicks. Yeah. And then pow.
Very nice.
Hã?
Very nice.
Por acaso, durante não acreditei, mas depois bati e fiquei armadão.
Deixa
lá ver. That one went well. I'm gonna try it even a little bit more refined. So, nah. Went to the forehead. Left leg. Oh crap. I'm pretty comfortable with the wheel, but the first 3 kicks, shit's in it. Pa, 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 and then pa. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the results. You know, obviously these are kicks that I would never use in a fight. So if you're aiming to get as effective as possible in a fight, this is not what you should do. This is mere conditioning, and don't forget that I'm a stuntman, so this works for me. Besides, it's always a great idea for you to have more ample movements, because if you have them, when it's time to shorten them for the fight, you actually have a little bit more coordination and ability to do so. It's easier to shorten than to make it more ample when you don't have that dexterity. Also, working on both legs is the main thing, because I'm not gonna tell the stunt coordinator,
oh no, I have to do this kick with the right leg.
He's gonna go like,
yes, but the camera's over there, so I want you to do it with the left leg, so who gives a crap what you think, bro?
which is quite tough in this business, but still, it's a business. So it's a profession. You should work on it. If you want to be a great stuntman, you have to work on yourself, work on your fitness, work on your... So one last exercise called the Nordic hamstrings, which really help, especially with all this chambering, you know, all this extension and bending of the legs, like, you know, like, you know, like I do a lot of snap kicks, and for these snap kicks, you're gonna use your hamstrings quite a lot, and they're gonna do a lot of explosive movements. So one great thing is to work on the eccentric portion of a leg curl. So let's do Nordic hamstrings. So I find that the most effective way of doing this is with a bench, with a regular bodybuilding bench. And I saw Mark Bell doing this, so I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Why have I not thought of this before? So you put a bodybuilding belt, and you place your feet under the belt, and you're gonna really make sure that everything is tight. So this is a great position I'm gonna be on right now for like 5 seconds, just to make sure it's tight. And check out, like, my feet are outside of the bench. So I wanna really make sure that everything is tight. What I'm gonna do is like a reverse leg curl. So from here, I'm gonna close my hips just a little bit. I'm gonna go as slowly as possible to the front, fall, and then push myself backwards. So I'm doing the eccentric or the negative portion of the exercise like this. The slower, the better. And I'm working my hamstrings. I do 5 repetitions. One more. I rest for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, and then I repeat for 2 more sets. So this is a great way for you to save your hamstrings from all the mayhem they endure when you're practicing martial arts, because they are those muscles that will really help absorb impact. And obviously for sprinting and for, you know, any kind of explosion movement going forward, you're gonna really use them. So make sure they're very, very healthy and hydrated through these eccentric movements. And any questions you might have on my workouts, on my training schemes, because I know this is a little bit different than most channels, because either it's going to be conditioning for MMA, or it's going to be you know, like general functional training. But I don't see a lot of channels doing this for specific conditioning for martial artists and this type of athletic ability that us stuntmen have to have. I have actually never seen it. That's why I believe this might be useful for a lot of you guys. So press like, share if you find this useful, and let me know what you would like to see in the comment section. Let me know what other types of workouts of mine would you like to see, or tips on any sort of, I don't know, technique. See you guys. Be Willow strong.